Morning. Here we are again with more collectible items. This is a box of old 45s. Came from a radio station up in Alaska. A good friend, I actually worked there at one point. A good friend was the station manager. And as they'd rotate out the music, he would collect the 45s and put them together and hold on to them so that he had this huge collection. We have, I don't want to exaggerate, maybe 7 boxes this size full of 45. So we'll go through this one. Just a few that I grabbed off the top here, pretty exciting. And feel free to play the home game and look this up on eBay or wherever you go to find your value of your records. Here's a Tommy Two-Tone original Jenny 8675309. And this is on Columbia label. And this is from 1981 copyright. And it has a sleeve with it. So something like this, probably very collectible, very popular song. And here's an original pressing of it. Saw this one, Hall & Oates, Kiss on My List, a big hit. Also comes in the jacket, and it's in pretty good shape. It does have some problems to it, but you can see the label. This is a nice label, produced by Daryl Hall and John Oates. And I don't really see a copyright on the date on it. But certainly it says Hot Cha Music, BMI, and that has the original sleeve with it as well. Many of these will have the radio station sleeve, which has a number, and that number is their catalog number for the radio station. Some of them will have another label that shows the ranking on the top 40 or the top 100 for the year, some other information on it as well. So this one is Ghost Riders in the Sky by Sleepy LaBeef, and it's a 1975 pressing. It's on Sun record label. So that's something we'll set aside and take a look at. The record itself is in pretty good shape. I don't see any damage to it. Not very much scratching at all from playing. The radio station sleeve has some damage on it, but that hasn't affected the record. So these will sit aside. Here's one. Here's an interesting one. This is Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me. And knowing the radio station, KFAR Radio in Fairbanks, Alaska, was adult contemporary talk radio format back in the 80s and 90s and 70s. And so this is kind of an upbeat, modernistic song that they've written summer on it. So it could only be played during the summer months. The station manager and I had a few conversations on types of music. Back in the early 80s, as I was doing my Saturday night show, I would play certain songs that he would ask me not to play. They were using the old vacuum tubes for part of their broadcasting, and apparently the guitar solos would heat up the tubes and they would almost shatter. So we had those conversations along the way. Here's B.J. Thomas with Don't Worry Baby. And here's an example. It says number 96 in 1977. Green, that's just a label that would say it's probably good anytime throughout the day. So you can play it in any of the day parts, morning, afternoon, evenings, and so on. So as a DJ or as a personality on the radio station, we were able just to grab certain things. Other stuff you had to wait, like the one we saw that said summertime on it. Here's Paul Anka's Lonely Boy. Catalog number is 1563. There's another number on here, 682. And there's a couple stickers, and who knows what this one is. And this one's got a yellow on it, and it's Your Love by Paul Anka. So I don't have the code key with me to know exactly what all this means. Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone on Columbia Records. And this one, you can actually see how often it was played. This is pretty well scratched up around the leader part of the record. And this is back when you actually use the turntables and the metal needle, and we'd have to put it down, and you cue it up, and then you'd back it up with the headphones to make sure that it was started just right. Then you have to give yourself maybe a, whatever, 6 or 8 inch lead time for the record to get up to speed before it actually started playing the music. It was a whole to-do back then. It's not like now where everything's digital and you just press a button. Here we go. Some more good stuff here. Or not. Since I Saw You by Michael Polnareff on Atlantic Records. So some of this stuff I've never heard of. Doesn't mean it doesn't have any value or someone else hasn't heard of it. And some of these record labels, we might have only pressed a few copies of things. So we'll have to look each one up and get an idea what they're worth. Tommy Rowe, The You I Need, 1969 record number 6. It says 1969 peaked at #1. It's a D and a 0 and a 269. That's probably the date they received it. It's on ABC Records. So if you're a label collector and someone who likes pristine, fresh items, this would not be it. You can see it was well used. This apparently, I'm going to guess that this was the B side. So that would be down. This would be the top side. As you see, there's more scuff mark on this side from the actual turntable on the bottom. The turntable had a gasket, I guess, some sort of a mat on there that you would actually hold the record sometimes as it was going, and then you could release it and it would start at a lot faster rate and get the music going. I'm not sure how sophisticated they were back in the 60s and early 70s doing that, but this one certainly looks like it has one side, excuse me, a little more worn than the other side. Go through here real quick. Joe Tex, Don't Let Your Left Hand Know. Okay. You're the One by Curtis Young. Penny Annie by Larry Gatlin. This is got a catalog number on it. Did You Ever Have to Make Up Your Mind by the Lovin' Spoonfuls. This is a 1966 song. It's 2 minutes and 17 seconds long. Apparently they got it in May of 66. It peaked at #2. Very well used. Don't Want to Have to Do It by the Lovin' Spoonfuls on the other side. Interesting. Interesting. I got to interview John Sebastian one time on the radio, actually on KFAR. He was up doing a show in Fairbanks, and it was great to have him in and talk about some of their music. Here's the Dave Clark 5, Glad All Over. 1964 peaked at #6. 23 in 1964. It's a G. There's a catalog number. Here's a playtime of 242. And then on the other side is Bits and Pieces by the Dave Clark 5, #23 in 1964. Maybe the label on the front here refers to the one on the B side. So again, they had their own systems to communicate what was going on with the music at the record station or radio station. When I was there, it was pretty much stop what you're doing. You're messing everything up. But that's how I got my show going for about a year. Lipstick on Your Collar. This is Connie Francis, 1959, peaked at #5. MGM Records, 12th anniversary. It's got some damage here, so I don't know how collectible it is. Frankie on the backside. So that's an interesting one if it's from the 50s. We'll put it over here. Carly Simon. His Friends Are More Than Fond of Robin. And then, of course, You're So Vain, the big hit on this side. So 1973, peaked at #1. Maybe it came in #6 for the year. It's a million seller. Hey, think about that now. This is a gold record. You had to sell 1 million copies to be a gold record. So nowadays, you put something out on YouTube or you release it online, you get 1 million hits in a few weeks. It's a green. You can play it any time. #42, not sure what that means. But that is a classic, all-time great hit that everyone of any age and even younger people, possibly due to TV commercials and movies, would recognize that song. Let's see here. Tennessee Ernie Ford with Smoky Tavern Barroom Girls, very risque for whatever year this set, 1975. Don't Leave Me Now, the Ames Brothers with On the Very Precious Love. There's some X's and numbers and markings on here that were etched into it. We'll grab a few more here. We're getting up on almost 10 minutes here on the records. I just thought it'd be fun to go through them. Then what I'll do is I'll go through the box and pull out some stuff that might be interesting. Moody Blue by Elvis Presley. Okay, here we go. So this is an RCA record. Runs 2 minutes, 48 seconds. I don't see a date. Oh, there it is. 1976 or 78. I can't make it out. RCA Records, but it's an Elvis Presley. And it's not a promotional record for the radio station. So they would have had to either go out and buy this or it was sent as an actual pressing. We'll put that off to the side. Pete Fountain, Closer Walk. Very cool. Johnny Mathis with Starbright. There we go. All the big names. Another Sun record. Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line, an original pressing of I Walk the Line. But look at the damage on this one. It's broken. It's got gunk on it. It's worn out. Its only collector value is that it's an original pressing of Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line. And we'd have to do some research on this to see what it could have been worth. It says Memphis, Tennessee on it and some other information. So it says I Walk the Line, J Cash, written by Johnny Cash and the Tennessee 2, 241, high-low music, BMI, vocal, something U91 vocal, maybe, is that what that says? We'll go ahead and say, oh, U190 vocal on a Sun label. This is one I'm actually going to look up right after this and see what that might have actually been valued at one point. Again, it's like finding an old coin that's all beaten up and all. It's just really cool to have it. It may not get you retirement money, but certainly really cool to have. Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny. John Denver with Fat City, Take Me Home, Country Road. 1971, peaked at number 2, 310, all kinds of writing on it. So here's another classic song we'll have to look up. So we are over 10 minutes now. The Battle of New Orleans, Buck Owens, Jody Miller with Don't Take It Away. There's a Kind of Hush all over the world with ELO, one of my favorite all-time songs. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's the Carpenters. Never mind. It's not one of my all-time favorite songs, but it was number 1, 1976. Very cool. And let's see, any more here? Barry White, More Than Anything, You're My Everything. And you're the first, the first, the last, and everything. So we're going to end on Barry White. 1975, peaked at number 2, number 49 for the year. And it went multiple different colors on it. Finally became green, like, all right, just go ahead and play it whenever you want. 20th Century label, 1974 copyright, Barry White. Anyway, that's our records for today. Be sure to tune back in if you can. Subscribe. We'd like to have you as a subscriber and watch as many of the videos as you can. We'll do some records. We've got some baseball cards. We're doing some hotel reviews. Took a trip to Lubbock, Texas. Walked through a brand new H-E-B grocery store. A little bit of everything going on this channel. And what I'm going to do is, I'm an older person now. I used to be a younger person, but over time I became an older person. And I'm going to start doing things that older people might be doing now, especially those of us that are off work due to COVID. Got to fill the day somehow. Thank goodness some of us are working while the rest of us can goof off. I mean, make these quality videos. Thank you for tuning in. Join us again as we do more Facebook, YouTube Live or YouTube videos. It's great to have you with us. Travel safe, travel often, and have fun collecting.